Heyo, today's science fiction slash book authoring marketing tips vlog series, that's the official name of this from now on, by the way, is going to be about getting published by unusual means. Now, here's the long story that I'm going to make very short. See the book behind Earth Game of the Year edition? That book is Cold War 2395, military science fiction, which is a genre that, while extraordinarily profitable, as people like Chris Fox, Richard Fox, the Warhammer series have all proven, is profitable. The reality is that the political elements of it are often distasteful to the big publishers. Even if they're just addressing sensitive topics, a lot of publishers don't want to engage with those topics in the first place, regardless of what they're advocating for. They just don't want the subject matter, period. Which makes it extraordinarily hard to get military science fiction published traditionally. Very few people do it, and most of the successful people are independent. However, at the time, that was going to be my first novel, and I was very, very validation hungry, and so I wanted someone else to publish it. I needed that. And I think a lot of authors do. It's like losing your virginity, right? It's a checklist item. You got to get it off the checklist so you can move on with your life. So, how did I go about it? Unusually, I was chit-chatting with some authors on Reddit, and eventually, one of them was particularly responsive and helpful. So I hit them up privately, and they understood that the market and the mainstream publishing industry aren't quite on the same page in a lot of areas. And they were thinking of making their own small press to capitalize on this niche void in the market. So they agreed to sign on and publish it. And obviously not as profitable as it would have been for me to just go full on indie, which is why I did that for the second one. But just to get that validation itch out of my system once and for all, it was worth it. And so, yeah, again, all spawned because of an odd chance conversation on Reddit that just spiraled into the right place at the right time. You know how this works. So that's what I mean when I say get creative. All right. It's not about how you get the story out. It's about that you get the story out. That's all that matters. So yeah, that's my tip. Be creative. Sadly, the issue with creativity is that it's not replicable usually. You can't there's no formula for creativity. Otherwise, it's not creative. So, but if you're watching this, I trust you are inventive enough to come up with your own strategy. But don't restrict yourself to the traditional channels is the moral of the story. Think outside the box and you will be rewarded. If you like this video, stick around. I've got other marketing vlogs on this site, other publishing vlogs on this channel. Silly me. And yeah, and be sure to check out Earth Game of the Year edition and or Cold War 2395. Both are science fiction. Both are very different science fiction, both from each other as well as just from what's currently out there in the science fiction field in general. Yeah. Cheers.